What up, YouTube? It's your boy, it's Carter TV, and I'm back with another crazy story for y'all. This story is called The Mother Who Didn't Know Her Son. It's about a woman named Shirley. She lived in New York. She had a little boy named Brandon. The father wasn't in his life. So with that being said, she stayed in New York till Brandon was about 10 years old. And then she found another decent job where they was paying her more and it was more suitable for her living. She took her son, Brandon, moved to Chicago, where she got a nice house. She had a nice car. Um, she had a nice paying job, and it was a nice area for her son to grow up and, be comfortable within. But little do she know that her life and her son's life would drastically change once they got to Chicago. Um, while in Chicago, Brandon's first few days at school wasn't all that great. The kids was bullying him. You know what I mean? They was pushing him around. They was taking his food from him. So them days he come home hungry, she be wondering, why you always hungry when you come home from school? Like, I give you money, what you do with the money? And he'll tell her some bogus excuse like, oh, I'll be trying to save it just in case if I need to buy some sneakers or something like that. And she normally buy him whatever sneakers he want, or whatever, new game is out, or whatever clothes he wanted, she would buy it for him, because that was kind of odd that he said that. So she kind of thought nothing of it, like, oh, he trying to be independent, he trying to take care of himself now. That's what she thought about it. So, a whole month at this new place, a month in Chicago, Brandon was having these troubles at school. Teachers probably wasn't really paying it no mind. And when he actually did something back, he got in trouble for it. So it was kind of like I was, when you go to these new places, new towns, people treat you like an outsider. You know what I mean? As a kid, kids experience it more than the adults do, in my opinion. Being an outsider ain't all that great. They bully you. They try to, belittle you. You know what I mean? It's not until you fight back, shit get different for people. In Brandon's case, he was being bullied and they was taking his money, for about a month in while he was at this school. And he came home with bruises on his arm, and he had a black eye one particular day. And his mother was like, what happened? And, as he was coming home, and he came home with that, his mother was like, what happened? What happened? What happened? And then she goes, a group of kids is calling him outside. Hey, Brandon, you coming outside to play, you meatball? He was calling him all types of names. She go to the window and they like, oh, that's his mom's. Get out of here, get out of here. And they scram. You know what I mean? These kids she was like, what's going on? Like, why you ain't tell me this was going on? And he was just like, Ma, I hate it here. The reason why I didn't really say anything because you had your new job. You was so happy here. I didn't want to be the reason why you want to move or feel like we got to go somewhere, this and that and the third. So she basically kind of felt him for that, but she was just like, at the same time, like, try to give it another shot. And he was just like, another shot, Mom. You see, like, what more proof do you need? These kids is beating me up and they bothering me, and you telling me to give it another shot. So he kind of basically was like, and then she was like, would you like me to sign you up for like self-defense classes and stuff like that? And he was just like, no, I got to figure this out on my own. So he kind of just went to his room that weekend, when he got the black eye and shit, he kind of just barricaded himself in his room to figure out what he needed to do. So, because you move to this new town, you got to fit yourself in, you gotta let people know your presence is felt, and he needed another source. So he reached out to his friends in the hood in New York. He spoke to them, and they were just telling one of his particular friends is like, nigga, you from New York, nigga. You from Brooklyn, nigga. You better get on your Brooklyn shit and start smacking these kids up. Remember, you know how I was in the hood, nigga. When we was outnumbered, what we did? We picked shit up and we got it popping, nigga. You gotta show niggas your stomping grounds. We ain't out there, so you gotta do shit on your own. You gotta let your presence be felt. So that basically kind of encouraged him to basically stand up for himself. You know what I'm saying? His mother was in tune with work and whatever else was going on with work, being that she met new people. You know what I'm saying? So that weekend that when he came home with the black eye and all that, he kind of just spoke to his friends. I mean, they told him what it was. His mother kind of just shrugged it off and went on with her weekend, and she was going out. She was meeting guys, talking to them, and she wasn't bringing them home, though. She was just talking to them. You know what I mean? She wasn't ready for another guy to be in her son's life. So that weekend, he was just like, building himself up. He didn't go to school the rest of that week. Following week when he went to school and shit, he was a whole different Brandon. You know what I mean? Teachers was like, we ain't heard from you the whole week. Is everything okay? Is everything okay? So he basically told the teacher everything is fine. I'm good. I was just sick. She was like, oh, do we need to reach out to your mom? Nope, I just told you. I was sick. I'm good. I'm back. Can we get on with today's lesson? So she was like shocked that he was saying it like that. Like, so the one kid who be bullying him in the classroom and him and his boys, he's like, oh, somebody grew balls today. Huh? He said, yeah, these balls ain't nothing to be played with. So the whole class is like, oh. So the bully was like, what? So when Brandon went to go sit down, he was like, bully went in his ear, right? And he kind of whispered to him something. He was like, yo, I don't appreciate you said that, but I'm going to get your ass at recess. Brandon turned around, looked at him. Bring it, motherfucker. And the boy was kind of like thrown back like, oh, shit. Like, because he wasn't even expecting to say that. There's one particular kid in his class named Victor. He was also being bullied. He kind of spoke to Brandon. When Brandon was having that day, Monday, fresh going to school with a whole new attitude on his bully, he was sitting down at lunch by himself eating, minding his business. Victor came over there. He was like, yo, anybody else sitting here? So Brandon thought he was on go times. He was like, anybody look like they suck and sit here? If you're going to sit here, then sit down. So the kid sat down. He's like, I'm Victor. He's like, I know who you is. You in my class, right? He's like, yeah. What's up? Of course, you know who I am, Brandon. He's like, yeah. He said, why you sitting over here? I don't normally see you in the lunch period. I said, yeah, today different. I feel different. So him and Victor became friends. When they went outside, they were still talking. Brandon was basically telling him where he's from, and Victor was telling him about the school and stomping grounds and shit like that. And certain areas don't go in. They gangbang and they shoot over there. Like, if you're not from over there, they will shoot at you. He was basically giving Brandon a rundown that he should have gotten when he got there. You know what I'm saying? So Victor, he was basically telling him, like, I don't go outside, kid. Like, I don't hang out. I don't have friends. As you can see, I get bullied just like you. I'm looking for a friend. Victor was one of those kids. Like, he's like, you know what? I'll be your friend. We good. We cool. You know what I'm saying? We good. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Vic, I don't want to be bullied no more, and I don't want nobody bullying me. So from this day forth, I got your back, you got my back, right? So Victor was like, all right. He was unsure, but he was like, all right. Unlike you, I can't stand the motherfuckers in this school. And the motherfucker come at me wrong, they gonna feel it. So they was outside talking. The bullies rolled up, about 4 of them. Especially the one he was talking to in the classroom. He rolled up, pushed him from behind. What's up, fucking Brandon? What's that shit you was talking in the classroom? Brandon did not hesitate. He was waiting for this moment. He had a lock in his pocket. He put it out. And when he turned around, he had it on his hand. And he had his hand like covered up like this so that nobody couldn't see. He's like, yo, I'm not in the mood to deal with you today, bro. I already told you this morning what it was. So he was kind of looking at him like, he's like, look at this guy. He got balls today, right? He got balls today. He's like, yeah, he got big balls. Look like he don't want them shits no more. Vic was like, yo, bro, I think we should get up out of here. Like, he's like, nah, ain't no running, Vic. Ain't no running, Vic. If shit get real, we go back to back. So Vic was like, back to back. So the bully was like, what you mean back to back? You guys are fags or something? He was like, nah, Vic. Put your back to my back if they surround us, and that's how we gonna get it popping. So He's like, you think you two guys is gonna take us? So Brandon was like, what's up? So everybody that was outside, like, fight, fight. So everybody started coming around. The bully went to go swing at Brandon. Brandon weaved it, took out the lock from behind, cracked boy right in his dome, dropped him one good time. He looked at the other boys like, who next? Vic was like, oh, shit. So the boys was just looking like, nah, you're not going. One of the boys, that was his big brother that he dropped. You feel me? So the one little boy came over. Brandon straight kicked him in his chest. Boom! And like he went flying into the crowd. Oh, shit. So Vic was like excited. Like he was like amazed. He was like, yeah, Brandon, yeah. And then he hit one of the kids, boom, with his hits. And he knocked boy clean the fuck out. The last boy that was with him, he was like, nah, bro, I don't want no beef. I don't want no beef. The kids was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then when the teachers came over there, everybody scattered. Brandon and Vic left. They disappeared into the crowd. And the teachers picked up the boys like, come on, you guys are going to detention for fighting. From that moment on, Brandon's life changed. You know what I'm saying? As he went through the school days and school time, nobody fucked with him no more. Him and Vic was cool. A lot of the girls was checking him out every now and then, you know what I'm saying? Because Brandon was fly too. You know, he was wearing all the latest Gucci, Louis, and, you know, the shit that niggas in hood be wearing. He was wearing that shit in Chicago. You know, his swag was up. You know what I'm saying? Vic, his swag wasn't all that great. You know what I'm saying? So Vic, basically Brandon was putting him on the game, right? Boom. So as time went on, we get to the high school. Brandon go to high school. He go to a different high school. Same bullies that was trying to bully him in middle school, elementary, middle school type shit, they was running with him now. They was his bros. So you had Brandon and the 4 boys that was bullying him, now his bros, and you had Vic. So they had their own little clique, you feel me? They had their own little clique. And then around this time in high school, niggas was gangbanging. Niggas was coming to school with guns. You know what I'm saying? His freshman year of high school, one of the Brandon's boys got into it, one of the gangbangers there. You feel me? It was like mid-school year, got into it with boy over some dumb shit. Boy was trying to bully him, trying to take his money, and boy wasn't going for it. So him and boy was fighting. He beat boy up. Boy was like, all right, bet. After he beat him up, boy left the school and came back after school. As the guys was going home from school, they pulled up in the V. Jumped out and started spraying, hit boy in his chest. Poop, 2-piece, and he died. Brandon lost one of his friends right in front of him. Right? And that shit, it hit him different. Like, oh, I just lost somebody. Like, shit, the whole school found out boy got hit. They didn't want to say who did it, but niggas knew what was up. You know what I'm saying? Then following week, that same boy got into it with Brandon. Brandon knew what's up with it, boy, but Brandon wasn't going for none of that. You feel me? Mind you, he had freshman high school. This boy got to be senior, junior type shit. Grown-ass man down there. He like, I run this fucking school. I'm GD, nigga. It is what it is. I'm GD. What, you a BD, nigga? You a BD, nigga? Boy, like, I ain't in no gang, bro. And then he was like, why you and your bros be walking around here like y'all gang, I said, nigga, we ain't no gang. We just a group of niggas trying to get by, nigga. That's just what it is. You got to respect it if you don't get lost, nigga. So the boy was like, boy, you want to get clapped up like your mans? That triggered Brandon real quick. It triggered him, and he grabbed boy up and mollywopped him up. Bing, bing, bing. Put him down and knocked him clean the fuck out and left him in the bathroom stall. They left him in there. That's where he ran into boy at, in the bathroom store. Left him in there slump. So for like 3 days, boy wasn't in school. Brandon was on point because he found out his man's died with that same kid. So he like, boy could come back and come get me. So the following Friday pulled up, right? Following Friday, Brandon and his boys split. They was going different routes to go home and shit. They was going to do something else. Brandon was rushing back home because his family was coming into town. So boy that he beat up in the bathroom and left there, apparently one of the girls saw him come out the store And they was like, yo, wasn't it a kid in there? Da da da. Yeah. And he kept going on her, like, it was like a little flashback, kept going on her type shit. So she walked in there, seen him. Boy was bloodied up, left on the floor. So she was like, so Brandon walking home type shit, them niggas pulled up on him and they started spraying at him. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, nigga. Da 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 da. They jumped out and tried to catch Brandon. Brandon got missing. Got missing. Dodging bullets and shit. Right? Now the girl that spotted him, he ran into her. Then he dipped. Right? He dipped from a boop. Right? Them niggas came by. Right? And he listening to see where they at. He hear the girl say, boy around the corner, boy around the corner. So when he heard that, it was too late. He couldn't really make a move. Because when he tried to, it was like a big wall he had to climb, and he wasn't getting over that. Niggas had the gun on him. They shit jammed up. When they shit jammed up, Brandon ran at them and started to get it on with niggas. He like, y'all niggas guns are jammed. I'd rather take this ass whooping than get shot. So he getting it on. They beat Brandon up. They beat him up and they robbed him. They robbed Brandon. They took his feet. He had on some Gucci shoes, and they took that. They took his Gucci shoes. They beat him up, and they left him to a bloody pulp down there. He ended up going to the hospital. His family, his folks came, found out like what happened. He was like, basically, I got jumped, and they robbed me for my shoes. That's basically what he just told his mother. He's like, why you got jumped? Da 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 da. He was like, I was just coming home, regular shit. And niggas jumped me. Like, what else can I say? Like, he's like, the officer was like, do you know them? I was like, nah, I ain't. I got hit from the blind side. But before I realized that I woke up to y'all. So his mother was like, I thought those days was over, jumping, this and that and the third. He spoke to his cousins that following few days and shit. You feel me? While he was out of school, his boy Vic got shot, but he lived. His cousins and them was like, yo, what really happened, bro? What really happened? I was like, yo, be tell you the truth. Some GD nigga came up on me in the bathroom type shit. Boy was on me. I jumped on him first, left him slumped. Nigga came at me on my way home type shit. Some girl told him where I was and I got jumped. He was like, yo, they was thumping at you? And I was like, yeah, bro, they guns jammed on me. When they guns jammed on me, I just had to fight my way out. But as you can see, I got fucked up. So, boom. After that happened, one of the BDs that go to the school want to fuck with Brandon. He's like, yo, I heard you got a situation with such and such. Nigga, who GD? He was like, yeah, I heard you shot my bro, too. I heard you shot my bro. He's like, fuck with gang over here, bro. We got your back. Word up. So Brandon decided he wanted to fuck with the BDs. When they seen boy again, right, he was walking with one of the niggas who approached him. He seen boy. Boy was like, oh, what up? So the BD niggas like, what's poppin', nigga, what up? He said, oh, you rolling with the BDs now? He said, you the nigga that took my sneakers. Brandon ain't hesitating, rocked him. Boom! So they started beating boy up in school in the lunchroom. Boop, 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 boop. They started beating him up. After they beat him up, broke it up type shit, right? Later on after school, boy was like, yo, come fuck with me. Come to the hood. So Brandon, he started, him and boy was walking. Boy pulled up again with the V. This time, the nigga he was with had it on him. They heard the car skirt. Boy backed out, let her off. Boop, 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 boop. That was the first time Brandon actually known somebody with a gun. You know what I'm saying? A gun, like, it was like you got shot at. You know what I'm saying? But to be around that shit and a nigga really got it on him, it's like, wow, what the fuck? It's a shootout happening. Boop, boop. The car and boy dumping, right? The car shooting, and then you got the boy holding out on his own. Boop, boop, boop. He dumping. He pull out some shit with an extended clip on it. He start laying it off. So they dip off. Nothing happened. Nobody died. It's just bullets in the street. So they get out of there. Boy, Brandon like, yo, boy, where'd you get that shit from? He like, I stay with it on me, nigga. As you can see, shit ain't good out here in the hood, nigga. You got to get you one. He was like, boy, you got to get me one of them. I need one of them. So basically, he brought boy around the hood. He started chilling with them niggas who was BD. He became a BD, turned BD. When he went back to school, it was up. Boy knew what time it was. So him and boy, they stopped fucking with each other. Like, they stopped beefing type shit. Like, boy stopped coming for them because of who he knew now and who he was with. So 9 times out of 10, every time he seen Brandon, Brandon wasn't hesitate to get it on with him. So he had to respect it now because he like, boy could hold his own. Boy could hold his own. He respected his shit. So when Vic found out he turned BD, Vic was like, I can't go that route with you. My father ain't playing that shit, bro. He said, boy, I'd rather be BD than keep getting shot and jumped every day, nigga. This is going to be my life now. So he started hanging with them niggas. He stopped going to school and shit. He basically dropped out of school, started hanging with the BDs. Then he started getting into the drug shit with niggas, getting to that bread. Now, remember I told you that girl that told on him when he got jumped. He ran into her like 2 years later. Ran into her. Boom. Ran into Shorty. He forgot who she was, but she didn't forget. You feel me? She didn't forget who he was. Hey, Brandon, you hang with the BD? I'm BD. What up? So he talking to her. He fucking with her, Shorty. She see that he get money and he fly. So she want to fuck with Brandon. Boom. He started fucking with him and all that. Shorty was low-key dating a boy who's a GD. She was dating that nigga who was a GD. And she was dating Brandon. And she was fucking with Brandon for the past few months, low-key. So she basically put her man on like, yo, remember boy Brandon, da-da-da? He BD and all that. So he like, yeah, why, what's up? Yeah, I'm fucking with him, man. He get to the bag. I can put you on to this lick. So he was like, set it up. So boom, fucking with her. Brandon started selling drugs, making money now. He making his own bands and shit. She called Brandon up like, yo, I got this hotel, pull up type shit. He ain't thinking nothing of it because that's his little shorty, you feel me? Pull up to the situation, right? He get to the hotel, the door is already open. Some shit like that, you just turn your back, nah, I'm good. Brandon went in, he thinking shorty gonna set the mood or some shit. He get in there. She like, keep the lights off, keep the lights off. He come in there. The door closed behind him. Niggas get him. Boop, 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 boop. They start beating on him. Boop, 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 boop. Beating on him. Right? He had it on him. He had it on him. When he had it on him, he backed out. But when he backed out, he fell. One bullet went off and hit the ground. So niggas like, oh, jump. So boom. He went to the hotel, got lined up. They left him in there for dead. You feel me? They shot him up while he was in the hotel. You know what I'm saying? He was in the floor, they shot him up, the girl lined him up. He actually survived the shooting. He was hit 10 times. He was hit 10 times, twice in his leg. He was hit twice in the chest. He was hit 3 times in his arm. And he was hit twice in the neck. Surprisingly, he survived the shooting. You know what I'm saying? He survived. He was out of commission for like 3 months, you know, trying to get back. From that point on, he never trusted females. You know what I'm saying? He never trusted females. His mother started to notice his life directly change. She found out he wasn't going to school. He was hanging with gangbangers in the street, and she was trying to figure out what's going on with you. You've been shot at multiple times. You got jumped. Like, what's really going on with you? He basically, like, just adapted to my environment. You know, out there in these streets, it ain't safe. So I'd rather protect myself best possible way I can. But that being said, while he was recovering, his mother was dating some dude that she, that she worked with, and they've been dating for a little minute. And his mother and the boyfriend happened to be outside one particular evening. And dudes that knew Brandon knew who his mother was. They seen who his mother was, and they had the drop on her, and they started shooting at her. And luckily, she wasn't hit, neither was her boyfriend. And she started to notice that people was really after her after that. She had got shot at. They vandalized her car. They left disgusting things at her job, like heads of her cats, like shit in buckets, and it was a present for her. Like, they started doing all this wild shit because of her son, who's in the streets. And this kind of bothered him and all that. And it put him on edge. Like, he really had to take care of shit. You know, he had to really get to it. Like, you threatening my moms, this and that and the third.
Shit gotta get dealt with. While he was at home with his mother this particular day, they came by and shut up his crib. They shut up his crib, 2 cars deep. Shut up his crib. Like in the neighborhood Brandon lived in, they don't get violence. So for them to get that type of attention, it drew a lot of attention to the neighborhood. And his mother was just like, I'm fed up with this. I can't deal with this. So Brandon made the choice. He had to leave the crib. He left home. After he recovered, he left home and he started hanging out with his BD gang. And he low-key got his own apartment. And life just got deeper from that point on. The girl that lined him up twice, he saw her in traffic. He saw her. She was with the GD kid. You know what I'm saying? They was out and about. They thought Brandon had died. They thought he died or whatever. No, he didn't die. You know what I'm saying? He saw them in traffic and he watched. Watched to see where they go. And when they made a stop, he ran down. He let one go on her head and he hit Boyd twice in his arm because he ran on her. He ran and he let shots go. Boof, boof. He jumped out the car, ran. Shorty got head tapped and she died right there on the spot. Died right there in the spot. He didn't see who was the shooter. He just heard bullets flying. Once he saw his girl drop, he jumped out the V and left her body right there. After that, he got into another situation where one of the GDs killed his boy Vic. Vic was out with his girl, dropped off at the crib. They ran down on Vic while he was in his car, and they killed him. Brandon found out, and he wasn't too happy about the situation. So he was like, who did it? When he found out who did it, it was them niggas who was GD that he was beefing with in school. You feel me? Now, Victor wasn't in no gang. Remember, he told you he couldn't do that. So, being that he couldn't gangbang, they found out another way to get closer to Brandon. After he had tapped Shorty, he caught his first body when he did that. So then, he was like, I know what time it is now. He always had it on him. He stopped going to see his mother for a little minute. After that, he caught the GD boy. He was lacking. Brandon was one of them niggas. Like, he a smooth, good-looking dude. But when it's wartime, it's wartime. Especially in Chirac. It's wartime. He went through driving through Boy Hood, where them GD niggas was outside. And he started dumping. Boof, 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 boof. Dumping. They was firing back, right? Brandon told the driver, slow the car down, slow the car down. As he slowed the car down, Brandon hopped out. And then the car peeled off. Some of the GDs didn't even see nobody get out. Brandon hopped back out. He had a Uzi. Let that shit rip. Let it rip. Killing like at least 5 GDs right there on the spot. Especially the dude that he was beefing with in school. He chased him down because the boy ran again. Chased him down. Caught boy. Executed him. Bullet to the head. Boom. After that, a neighbor pointed him out and he got locked up for it. After that, he's on trial right now and shit for murder. They putting 6 murders on his name, including the girl. You know what I'm saying? That's the story on Brandon and the mother who didn't know her son. It's your boy. It's called a TV. Daily shout out for my last video. First one we got Newbie, Sue, I see you, Mike, Moore, Shaddai, I see you. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Brandon, New, and Josie. My 5 people that first comment, shout them out. It's your boy, it's called a TV. I see y'all for the next video.